Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pillars of Eternity with me, Break It Dawn.
Sure.
Let's go speak to the fangs.
Tread carefully, Estramore.
An elven woman stands beside a stag, petting the great beast on its neck. As you approach, the animal jerks its head in your direction and rears up. Stillness. The woman orders the stag, pulling on the skin of the stag's neck until it ceases to buck. Easy now. No need to fight. Yet. She turns to face you. One ear is missing its top half, and many battle scars raise her otherwise smooth skin. More foreigners. More unclean feet trampling on our lands. More blood to feed the trees. She shakes her head. You should not be here, Estramore. Her hand moves to one of several blades strapped to her hips. You are here in our lands, is either to steal from us, or to aid those who would. She gestures to the north, at the ruins of Ingwithan buildings protruding from the underbrush. Your wooden mercenaries, looters. Can you hear their panicked whispers? Leave this place at once, or we will kill you when we finish with these Estramoran. I'm a friend of Irglonfoth. He holds her gaze on you. The great stag stomps its front hooves on the ground and turns to its master. Do you speak the truth, foreigner? You're indeed a friend. You would respect our lands and not defile our sacred soil with your trespass. The woman clenches her jaw. Its muscles quiver under the pressure, until suddenly, calm returns to her expression. You have no bonds of kin or kith with the looters. I will give you a chance to prove it. She draws one of her swords, and with a swift arching motion, points it to the ruins beyond. The invaders must be purged from our lands. Prove your worth. We'll believe your words. Tell me about these mercenaries. Raiders. Looters. Same as all the other dear wooden thieves that pillage our lands. The woman touches the oblique stub where half her ear used to be. We tracked the dear woodens from their first step beyond the great river, and waited for them to err. They always do. We claimed half their pack in our first assault. The cowards then ran now huddle to the north. When the wind turns, you will smell their fear. Well, why don't you deal with them yourself? The woman runs a finger along her lower lip, looking at you through narrowed eyes. I gave you an order. Accept it like a grown hunter, or refuse it like a mewling child. But do not question my will. Excuse me. If they surrender, will you let them live? The greed knows no bounds. The memory honors no history. What use have we of prisoners? What example do we set to others by letting them live? She shakes her head. Why would we forgive again? Because you soar where they crawl. The fangs deserve better foes than these wounded animals. Send them home with grave warnings for their kin. The woman gazes north, her mouth a twisted scowl as she ponders your words. The great stag nudges her shoulder as she reaches up to scratch the animal's chin. Blood was spilled, and life sprouts from a soaked ground. She looks at you with a cold glare, mutters a curse under her breath, and sheathes her blade. We'll let the raiders return headless. Their leader must pay for the crimes. Only then may the rest go free. She waves her hand northward. Go. Deliver my message before I see the folly in this decision. Do you wish the leader dead? We wish their leader to be an example to others. Sever his head, his freedom, or his family. Whichever will best warn others not to trespass into our lands.
Huh?
I give you my word. They are free to go, but the leader must pay for their offense. He must languish and wilt, his freedom cut. I will do as you request.
Right.
Let's see what lies this way.
By Mercenary Captain Esmar. Stop. Friend or foe? The man in blood-soaked armor points his blade at you, as his wounded and weary comrades flock into position behind him. A trickle of blood runs from a cut on his brow, down to his neck, staining a locket worn on a gold chain. You're not Glenfathan. He tightens the grip on his sword, on the sword's handle. By Mogren. Friend or foe, I said. Calm down. I'm a friend. Sword still pointing at you. The man gives a sideways glance to his companions and nods. The mercenaries lower their weapons. A rare and welcome sight, friends this far from home. Lets the weight of his sword lower his arm. He gives a concerned look to his mercenary company. Look at us, hiding in the rocks and holding our guts. He points south. The fangs. They've bloodied us, and now we're trapped. Gwyneth sent me. What happened? Resourceful girl. The captain huffs a chuckle before returning to his humorless frown. We assume the Glenfathans killed her before coming upon us. I'm relieved she's alive. Doubly relieved she brought help. He rests his sword, still caked with blood, across his shoulders. The tribesmen ambushed us just as we made camp. The fight was a lopsided slaughter. Esmar stares at his feet as he finishes his thought. In the melee, someone tripped through the campfire. We were lucky in that regard. The stench of burning flesh and the choking smoke obscured the scene, and a few of us managed to withdraw. We ran to these ruins to regroup, but now we're trapped. The face painters are just south of our position, and they have us cornered. No doubt they're happy to let us starve, while they rest and rebuild their strength before attacking anew. His left hand idly toys with a locket worn around his neck. Seems this is where we'll be making our last stand, he mutters as he clenches the gold ornament. Well, at least you didn't lose your locket in the scuffle. Focusing on the positive, he asks with a laugh as he flips the locket between his calloused fingers. This is for my son, when he's old enough to be trusted with such things. Born a few months ago. Not hollow. Highly be praised. Praised. Tell my beloved the child would want for nothing. He looks you in the eye with an embarrassed smile. Probably should have also promised her I wouldn't throw my life away, treasure hunting in Ir Glanfath. Here's hoping the boy gets his smarts from the mother side of the family. If the hunters are to the south, can you flee to the north? We could run that way, maybe evade the Glenfathans if we're quick, but... The captain looks over his shoulder and shakes his head. We spotted a pack of Stelgars up there. Given the options, I'd rather some face painter kill me right quick than die slowly, bite by bite, to a feral cat. He glances northward. If I didn't know better, I'd wager those beasts are working with the tribesmen. But I'm sure they're just here following their stomachs. Just look at us, limping on our injuries and covered in blood. We must smell like butcher's shop. Maybe I can help you get out of here alive. Esmar's face turns flush. You see the hint of a smile come across his face. We'll take any help we can get. We're pinned between the Stelgars to the north and the Fangs to the south. You can scatter either group. That'll clear an escape route for us. He turns to address his soldiers. Gents, gather up your gear and lace up your boots. Looks like we have a chance at going home. He hoists his backpack over his shoulder. When a path is clear, north or south, give us word. It will be a hasty retreat back to the Deerwood.
Huh? Hello?
As soon as the way is cleared, just give us the word. We're ready, wounded or not. We'll run as fast as our legs can carry us. I've convinced the Fangs to let you go, but you must bear the punishment for trespassing. Sorry, my cat. My cat in the background. But you must bear the punishment for trespassing and be taken prisoner. Esmar blinks and arches his eyebrows in surprise. You've convinced them. Creases around his eyes deepen with his growing frown. Frown, added a D to that. He looks at his locket and then lifts his eyes back to you. Prisoner. If it's the only way to save my men, I'll endure it. But who's prisoner? I wonder if this will work. Because I can just let him go. I have room in my stronghold to take you on as a prisoner. You will be treated well. You will hold me prisoner, and that will satisfy them. He takes a half stride back and looks you up and down. So be it. I'm more than willing to be held hostage if it means we all get home safe. I'm sure you'll have to keep me as a proper captive to honor the arrangement, but I understand. It's far better than being the Fangs' prisoner. The captain turns to his company. Each of his soldiers stare back, pale with fear. Esmar takes a deep breath, then raises his fist in the air. New orders. You're to fall back. The expedition is over. Stow your gear and make for Defiance Bay at once. The mercenaries exchange glances with each other, waiting for the first one to obey the command. Are you deaf? I won't tell you again. Time to go. Now. Esmar's booming voice springs the reluctant mercenaries into action. Wounds are dressed one last time. Camping gear is secured, and within minutes, the men set off on their march, nodding at their leader in acknowledgement as they pass. It's my duty to see my men return home. That means enduring prison. So be it.
Huh? Nice and
Yeah, I can
slow.
just let him go too. Oh, the fangs are gone too. So she was standing down here previously.
Sure.
Gwyneth, her gloved hands half buried in the waves of her rebellious hair, watches you approach incredulous. You did it. Her dimples frame a beaming smile. She lets out a sigh of relief and wags her finger at you. Be chanting your name back in the gift. Everyone will know what you've done for us. I promise. I realize Esmar will need to be your prisoner for her to honor the agreement. An odd arrangement, but it will save the expedition. She shrugs and gives you a sly smile. Besides, I'm sure your dungeon is far more enjoyable than whatever the Fangs do with their prisoners. She scratches her cleft chin with her free hand and gives you a measuring look. But you're the type to deserve more than just praise. Coin, weaponry. She rubs her gloved fingers together. Or if nothing tangible suits your fancy, I gladly share my skills with you. So I'm assuming she'll give us her S-Doc. But no one in my party uses an S-Doc. So I'd probably gain more from learning from her skills, which I assume are going to be stealth. Maybe stealth and survival? But if I don't get the S-Doc, I can't read the flavor text. I'm assuming it's unique. Alright, I'll take the skills. I like to learn from your skills. Gwyneth nods enthusiastically. I was hoping you'd say that. She removes the gloves from her hands, stowing them in her back pocket. When you spend as much time as I do in the ruins, you learn to strike first, and to strike without warning. She holds her S-Doc out in front of her, its blade parallel to the ground. The key is efficiency of movement. So maybe it's move speed. She walks you through several footwork drills that focus on quiet footfalls and measured breathing. Place all your weight on the final step when you're ready to strike. She yells for emphasis as she demonstrates a swift, silent lunge. As you follow her examples, she nods in satisfaction. I think you've got the grasp of it. I'm honored I could teach you something new. She half curtsies and turns to take her leave. Esmar watches Gwyneth disappear into the thick foliage. He turns to face you. I'm ready, I think. Ken wraps the locket from his hand and ties it around his neck. At least some of my men are leaving Irglanfoth alive. So I just got Dungeon Delver. So plus 0.1 to crit damage multiplier, plus 1 to stealth, and plus 1 to mechanics. So I figured I was going to get stealth. I didn't expect these two. Your wooden looters have developed a few tricks for skulking around in old Ingwithan ruins. Oh, neat. Yeah, so I did briefly think about going north and killing the Stelguard to let the mercenaries through. But I assumed that that would ruin our reputation with the fangs.
Following your lead. Forward. Yes. Got it.
My
Breathe.
Following your lead. I have.
Alright, the rest of it is Hravius' show. Alright. Job well done. 6 more to go. Over a ground hardened by dry blood and stomped leaves, the corpse of a giant Stelgar crawls with flies. Its flesh has been pierced and cut, as if stabbed by spears and slashed by swords. You touch the dead Stelgar's flank. A cloud of flies stirs into the air, and suddenly, you feel the creature's remaining essence. The world around fades away. The pack rests, rocks shelter the young, full bellies. You turn away and look beyond the trees. Moon breaks over their swaying canopy. A scent in the air stirs a tingling in your mouth. You slide into the shadows, the taste of hunt filling your nostrils. Light shines on the stones by the water that falls. Prey down below, two-legged, hair like dry grass. It moves near the water that flows. Thin legs, slow, noisy, unaware. It holds a sharp stick. Two-legged hunter, weak hunter, prey. Closer, prey. Bright moon, prey. Into the dark. Pain on your side. A sharp stick pokes out of your flank. You roar and shake it. It snaps, breaking on the stones. Wet stones, your blood. Leaves rustle, you look. Another two-legged, another hunter. Thick legs, silent steps, striped face. A strong hunter, enemy. You leap, aiming at its neck. It moves fast. Your claws find flesh, ripping it deep, ripping it down. Wet leaves, two-legged blood. It howls. It fights back. Long claws cut through the air. They slash at your flesh. More pain. Sharp pain. You strike, it strikes. Hot blood on your claws. Hot cuts on your chest. The world goes red. Your strength fails. You can't breathe. The two-legged hunter looks down. Wet ground, our blood. Sharp stick above its head. Bright moon above its head. Strong hunter. The world goes dark. So that's what I was thinking happened, was that Fjorm was injured, and that the other guy whose name escapes me probably finished him off. Arthwin. Or left him to die.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Yeah?
That's weird that one was hostile.
Consider it Ah! Ah!
Sure.
So I'm not sure if those actually count, since combat was so short. Yeah, it looks like they did.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm really hoping this is the last upgrade for that staff, just based on how long it's taken us to do it. Now, I'm sure it's going to have one more level. It's going to have an even more obscure, like kill 5 dragons.
Need something?
How did so many of these...
But I have
young animals are attacking us?
Need something?
Moe. What? Moe.
So I'm pretty sure he's done with it right now. He killed 3 bears, and it was, what, 22 out of 25 after the 2 deer. But I'm going to play it safe. It is done. It grants Iron Skin 2 per rest. Fantastic. Rumor that Greenstone Staff's existence, and the Audra originally stolen from Ir Glonfoth, eventually reached the Glonfothan tribes. The subject became a convenient grievance for the Anam Fatha, and a stumbling block for Admeth Hadrit. When resentments flared over the flouting of the 10 Years' Treaties, Hadrit employed a team of Glenfathan minehunters to investigate the plunder of the ruins. When they found evidence of the Fairconings' involvement, Hadrit gifted the greenstone staff to the Anamfatha as a symbolic but important gesture.
Huh?
Neat, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Just
Yes?
Kana's, and I think that's it, right? Everything else has been upgraded.
Yeah.
His leather pack, its belongings washed down the current of the river, gleams like a wet rock.
Let's see what lies this way.
Can't loot it? Silly.
Let's end this!
You guys really don't want to pick a fight with us, but sure.
What?
Your thoughts must go.
That didn't work. Need to try.
That's right. They're rain blights. They're immune to lightning. Okay.
Following your lead. Following your lead. I have them! Let's end... Let's end this! For Takoa!
For the Republic!
I have them! Following your lead.
Permet Kong Swolias.
Yes? This isn't working!
Okay, are they immune to being stunned?
Right.
I didn't look. I saw where it said activated stun, but it didn't proc.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. This boot lies half buried in mud on the riverbank, as if it had been flushed from upstream.
Quiet.
Once again, I think it's something I should be able to loot. Loot the boot.
Poor man. Another life lost to this forest.
Steady does it.
Beneath the raging waterfall, the corpse of an elven Glenfathan hunter lies shattered against the rocks. Broken bones protrude through its skin. But you also notice deep, parallel cuts in the rotting flesh. The slashes trace almost every part of the body, as if it had been ravaged by a dozen blades. This man probably died before his fall from the cliffs above. You touch the dead elf's forehead, droplets of water glistening down its purple surface. You feel a sudden jolt from the hunter's lingering essence. The world around you fades away. You're walking among the underbrush without making a sound. Moonlight catches sight of your arms, shining them pale. But you quickly dart again into the shadows of the giant trees of the Northweald. Your blood brother is not so deft as you expected. Look at him. Frail, unaware. He doesn't deserve to share the glory of this hunt. It's been countless seasons since a Stelgar like this one, twice the size of its lesser kin, has roamed the forest near Twin Elms. Arthwin fell for the trick. You almost feel pity for him, but you've convinced yourself that he'd only get in the way once the killing begins. He'll be safer by the river, expecting that we'll flank the Stelgar when it comes out to drink. But this kill will be only yours. The Stelgar is larger than you imagined. Excuse me. It stands without fear atop the waterfall's ridge, its silhouette cutting a monstrous hole against the mantle of the night sky. A beast of legend, a true hunter. Your hand tightens around the shaft of your father's spear. The weight feels balanced, just right, as you prepare the throw. You put everything into it. The spear flies true and hit its mark. Stelgar didn't even hear a sound. Its blood spills bright on the rocks, yet it stands unfazed. The beast pounces. Moonlight shines over its great fangs. Your hands draw your blades, without a second thought, as you lunge forward to meet this monster. It's fast. It's ripping your flesh apart. You stab at the darkness engulfing you, deep, again and again. But there's no slowing its embrace. Okay, so Fjorm did wound it, and then Arthwin finished it off. I'm assuming he lied about what happened to Fjorm, so that it didn't look like he killed Fjorm. Because he also wasn't near the fight when it started. And either he's trying to save Fjorm's face, or, again, him being so far away makes him look like an incompetent hunter. So, I don't know, there's a few different outcomes, I guess. But we'll see. Either way, I'm going to call it here for now. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.